Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am here with some news. Two things that I'm going to tell you about. Obviously, one of them you know about because I'm sure that's what I put in the thumbnail. Yes, I have an apartment in Mississippi. Now what? Now what do I do? It looks like I'm going to be moving at some point. I applied for an apartment, I don't know, not quite a week ago. I've been checking at Derek's complex constantly, and then there was a period of like 3 or 4 days that I never could get anyone to answer the phone. So I think it was mid last week that I asked Derek, when you go out, can you stop there and ask them if there are any apartments on the first floor? I was willing to take anything. First, 1 bedroom, 2 or 3. First floor, that's all I need. And I was hoping in the way not a 1 bedroom, because if for any reason my mother would have to stay with me at some point, that really would be small. So I was hoping for a 2 bedroom, and I would have gone with a 3. So he gets back to me, he texts me, he's like, yes, they have 2, a 1 bedroom and a 2 bedroom just is coming available. But the 2 bedroom was a little bit cheaper than the 1 bedroom, so that was nice, but it's still more expensive than what Derek is paying for his 2 bedroom. The prices just fluctuate, I don't know. I applied immediately, and then I did the initial application, and then I think it was during maybe Friday, she said, I'll need your income info, which I completely didn't even think about. I just write self-employed. So she said, I'll be back in the office on Tuesday. And as I'm talking to you right now, it's Wednesday. And is it Wednesday or is it Thursday? It's Thursday. Wow. I lost a whole day there for a moment. I got that ready for her on Tuesday. On Wednesday, she told me I got it. So I knew that yesterday, but I had a marathon video yesterday, so I said I'm going to save this info for its own video. So yes, I have an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment that I have not seen. I know the address, and Derek has not yet told me if it's anywhere near him. It's the same complex, but it's kind of, big. And I don't know if I'm near the pool. I don't care. If I can walk to it, I will. If I have to take my car, I will. I don't know when they close their pools, but I hope I can go swimming a little bit this year. They probably close early. The kids go to school in August. Skylar has been in school for, I don't know, over a week. And but that's that for that. And I'm going to, I kind of have a plan, but I'm not going to go through the whole plan because it can fall apart at any time. But my next step isn't it weird? Isn't it weird that one of my steps was to get an apartment and I fucking have one? So I really am forced to go, unless I just want to pay for an apartment every month that I never go to. I'm going to go. My next step is, yes, I have to still consider cleaning my house out. I really have to find a way to get big things out of there. And I'm just stuck on that because of making phone calls and stuff like that. But I'll get there. My first step now is I do still want... First, I still want to sell the house. I would prefer to sell the house and take my chances with the whole life estate thing than be moved and worry about an unsold house here that I would have to close up for the winter. I don't want to hang on to that house until my mother dies. I don't want that burden hanging over me. That house is enough of a burden as it is. I want to sell it. But I really feel like it would be best if I sell that house only after my mother has moved to Mississippi, because then Maine doesn't care about the life estate anymore. That would be done. And since she can't apply for Medicaid until she is there for a month, and then we won't know right away, I would like to get her there and not close on my house until we know if she has gotten Medicaid or not. I think that's the safest way to do it. And then I would know what I'm facing at that point. So I am working with a realtor, no contract yet, because, you know, she's willing to wait until I get my ducks in order. And, you know, and she's very helpful and, you know, about this. And so I'm confident that we can do this. And it looks like we'll probably be listing the house at the end of this month, hopefully closing in November. It'll give me some leeway to get my mother there and all that stuff. So I have already started the process of having my mother moved to a nursing home there. She knows she may be there a month or more before me. She'll have Derek and Skylar to visit her, and she wants to do this. She wants to do this. And I did explain to her, of course she would love to be in an apartment with me, but I explained to her that it's better if she starts at a nursing home, because it'll give me the freedom and peace of mind to fully get set up. I will be able to do the traveling and all the stuff that I need to do. So that really is the way that it has to be. It would be wonderful to give my mother around-the-clock care in my apartment, but, you know, it would really be expensive. Maybe she'll like the nursing home there. Maybe it'll be better for her than what she has here. I don't know, but we're going to start with that. And if it has to be that she comes into my apartment, at least it's a 2-bedroom. I would have liked a 3-bedroom at that point, but at least it's a 2-bedroom. She would have a bedroom and her own bathroom. They would put in a walk-in shower for her. They would do that for no extra charge. The apartment does that. And yeah, and then it would just cost me a fortune. And I wouldn't be able to spend on around-the-clock care, you know, but I would have to have a big chunk of the day and then somebody coming in at night. And I have talked to a place that seemed somewhat reasonable. I mean, still, we're talking thousands of dollars per month. But, hey, you know, if I need more money, I can make more money. That's all. That would be kind of fun and exciting for me. And it would be, what a good gift to give to someone. You know, I just think that would be cool. Okay, so there we are. And so I don't know. I can't believe that I have an apartment in Mississippi. And but that's all good. And now I have other news. And I'm only telling you this story because in case there are others of you who are on the fence, and all because of a needle. I think you know where this is going. I have not been vaccinated because I am petrified of injections. I've never had a flu shot. I just don't take needles that in the stabbing. It's the doom. I don't like that. It just, oh my God. I'm sure they don't do it quite like that. But that's what I imagine, and the anticipation of it is awful. So, you know, through the whole pandemic, I've been a hermit. I wasn't ever worried about it. I always wore my mask wherever I needed to wear my mask. I was very happy to not, you know, be close to people and keep my distance and, you know, not look and, you know. So, you know, I've been very much, you know, social distancing more than probably anyone that I know other than my mother. But then I thought, you know, I'm going to be moving now and I'll be around other people. And there's no mask mandate here in Maine right now. I don't know if they're going to bring it back. And I haven't been wearing a mask, but I'm not really overly concerned about that. Like I said, I'm not at a grocery store talking to somebody. You know, I go into my little meat market and I'm usually all alone. And then there's a big plexiglass between me and the cashier. My other groceries I do picking up at Walmart. So I'm still not with anyone. And my mother has been vaccinated. So I go visit her and I feel like she's protected. But I started thinking about it, and I was like, how can I get myself to do this? So I happened to text Derek yesterday, and I asked him if if he minds that I say this. He doesn't care, he said. I texted him yesterday and said, because I knew he hadn't been vaccinated, and I was like, do you think you're going to get vaccinated at all? I says, I'm kind of thinking about it. And he texts back, he's like, oh my God. He goes, I forgot to tell you. He said, Skylar is going for her second shot today, which I didn't know. Nobody told me that she had her first one. He says, and I'm getting mine. And I was like, you are? I'm like, well, then I want one. Knowing how scared I am. So this was like probably early in the day. So I started looking for a place that I could just walk in. Has to be like right now. I gotta get this done like right now. And I called the walk-in clinic in town, and he said, no, we're doing it by appointments only. And I was like, but what if it's the only way I'm going to do this is that I just come there right now. You know, I'm thinking that they'd be like really wanting to help somebody that needs to have it done immediately. He's like, no, we're not. You know, you have to make an appointment. And then I said, okay. I said, well, explain to me the process. I said, do I have to sit there and wait for an appointment? Because to me, an appointment now, they make appointments and they might be backed up. I don't know. I don't want to be sitting there because I'll end up leaving. And he's like, yeah, there is some waiting time. I was like, great. I'm like, is there any paperwork? He's like, yeah, there's a form to fill out. I was like, oh, a form? I'm like, that means I'm not getting this. He goes, it's only 2 pages. And I was like, oh, all right. I said, but I can't just come right now. And he's like, no. I said, okay, thank you. And I hung up. And then I didn't attempt any other place. I just was discouraged. And the form, you know, I just didn't want to do it because I really don't want to do it. So it's easy to talk me out of it. And then Derek and I are texting again today, and he said, I wasn't able to get my shot last night. They wanted me to come today. So he said, I'm going to get it now. And I was like, okay. Then I still want it again. And then he texts me a little bit later, and he's like, I had it. It was nothing. And I was like, really? And I was like, okay, I'm going to see if I can just walk in at Walgreens. And he goes, you might want to see what forms you need and print those out and fill those in advance. And I was like, no, don't tell me it's to that point. So I said, I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to go to Walgreens. And I went in there, and I was already ready to cry because I'm so nervous. And I said something like, do you do walk-ins for the vaccination? Please tell me no. She's like laughing. She goes, no, we actually do. And I was like, you mean I can get it now? She's like, yes, you can. And I was like, I'm like, forms, is there forms? She goes, oh, it's just this one piece of paper on both sides. She goes, and I'm actually going to be asking you some of those things. So it's going to be a breeze. And I started crying a little bit, and because the anxiety is just through the roof at this point. And they were so nice. I mean, everybody there was so nice. And she's like, seriously, this is going to be so easy. And then I was like, do I have to do anything after? She goes, you have to sit here only for 15 minutes. And I said, oh, 15 minutes. I was like, okay, I can do 15 minutes. And I had forgotten because when my mother's aide had her vaccination, she had to wait a half an hour. So I was good with 15 minutes. I was sad that I didn't think of that because I would have brought my iPad. But so she got me, through. She asked only a few questions. It really didn't take that long. And then I sat down, and then I saw the pharmacist come with the needle, and I was so scared, so incredibly scared. And I just didn't look. And, I'm not afraid of needles themselves. People can take my blood all day long. I absolutely love to go have my blood taken because they do the little swab thing and they put the band and they tap my arm. It's like a mini massage. So it's not needles. It's just the anticipation. It's like the Jack in the Box coming out of the box. I know it's going to happen and it makes me sick. And then when it happens, it's like I go nuts that it just happened. And then that stays, that feeling lingers. It's like being startled. Okay, so, pulled my sleeve up. He jabbed me. I felt it a tiny little bit, and that was it. And I felt so good that I had that done. because my mother has been completely worried about it. I mean, she listens to the news all the time, and she's like, Darlene, the virus is bad. You know, I'm not going to get into the whole virus thing. I understand there's a virus. Am I as paranoid as others? I'm not, because like I said, the way I'm living, I'm not concerned about it. I was, you know, happy to just be home around the clock. And I'm not against people who don't want to get vaccinated. I don't care. I don't care what people want to do. But at this point, because I'm going to be out and about more, I was thinking about it, and then when I found out that Derek and now Skylar is fully vaccinated, I don't know if she has a little waiting period, but she's had both her shots. I was like, God, I don't want to be left out, and so I got my first shot today, and I go in 3 weeks, and I'll be able to handle that a little bit better. I don't know, it's been years and years and years since I got any kind of an injection. I believe it was a tetanus booster or something. And it's like I always forget that it's not as bad as I imagine it. But I know there are people who are petrified of shots. And, you know, it's just... And, you know, I was very glad that I had it done. And I sat there and I waited my 15 minutes. And then when I got up, I was bawling. I was bawling my eyes out all the way out of that store. It's because, again, now I was able to just relax from it. And I felt like an idiot, but I don't think anybody saw me. And I just went in my car and I cried all the way home. It was like just the release of the anxiety, and then just the happiness that I did it. I got myself to do it all by myself. I'm all alone. I have no support system, but I did, because I told Derek, if not for you, I mean, what a coincidence that I asked him on the very day that he's taking Skylar, and he thought he was going to get his first shot. And then he got his today, and I got mine today. So that was my support right there. And so I'm just glad. I'm glad about that. So I got an apartment yesterday. I got my vaccination today. I already have the ball rolling to get my mother moved to another home. They're supposed to, this nursing home, I'm working with the social worker. She's very, very nice. She's going to send the referral to them tomorrow. And I gave her the list of what they told me that my mother needs to have done, like a whole bunch of things before she leaves here and before she goes there. She has to, obviously COVID test, TB, a chest x-ray, full physical, her medical history, all that. And they said we can get all those things done for her. And so it's just a matter of her being accepted to that other home and getting her there. And the getting her there, again, we really think it's going to have to be the non-emergency medical transport, which is outrageously expensive. But I just think a plane ride with her would be very stressful for me. Let's just put it that way. Could I do it? Yes, if I knew that there wouldn't be any delays or anything like that, that would make me feel better. But, getting her on the plane and then her sitting there, and the thing is I wouldn't be able to fly Southwest because they don't have any direct flights. Even if it was a stop, but no changing planes, I don't like that additional stop because delays can happen, stuff can happen. So it just makes me very nervous to do the whole plane ride thing and then having her on a plane, and if she has potty accidents or whatever, it's just a lot. It's a lot to worry about, but it's a lot of money. One that I was quoted was almost $8,000 for that ride. So I don't know. I'm still, working on that, but first we'll see if that other home says they can take her. All right, I guess that's it. I have an apartment. I have a Band-Aid on my arm. I feel fine. My arm doesn't hurt. I know that could be sore later. That doesn't bother me. I can have all the soreness, although I wondered after, I said, I wonder if I should have had it in my left arm because I'm right-handed. Some people will have a very sore arm, but he said, you shouldn't have much of a sore arm. So it's the Pfizer one that I got, and then I'm going to go in 3 weeks. And I'll be so proud of myself that I did that. And then I will feel somewhat safer. I don't know. I don't know how safe it is. But, so if anybody out there is afraid of needles and that's your only reason, Big Chicken, will tell you that it really was nothing. It's, you know, not like some injections that I've had. It was just like, and he was done. I mean, it was like, what? So, and it's okay if you cry, before and after. I did. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I will be back with more soon. Bye.